Tonight, the Howe Bulldogs seek their second district win. Both would come at the expense of the Bonham Warriors.
A nice job by Aiden Norton to steal the ball away in a beautiful pass to Harmon.
Adorned in black, the Dogs will soon say goodbye to Aiden, Colton, and Fuzz.
Harmon's right there to pick it up and rolls it in, and Howe has their first lead of the night.
Tonight, behind an enthusiastic head coach who will fight to the bitter end, the Bulldogs load the wagon, seeking the road district win.
If I'd asked to do it again, I'm going to do the exact same thing and, come with a smile and enjoy every bit of it again.
Live from the Fannin County seat, it's Howe Bulldogs basketball.
Howe Bulldogs and Lady Bulldogs basketball is brought to you by
Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Attorney Micah Belden, Bucks North Barbecue, TechWave, and Meacham State Farm, Knight Furniture, Independent Bank, Star Auto Body, Torque Plumbing, Family Attorney Kimberly Killebrew, Juan Enciso Farmers Insurance, GCEC, FBC Howe, the Howe Athletic Booster Club, Summit Media Service, Baker AC and Heating, Pitt Exteriors.
Now, let's go courtside with Monty Walker and Justin White.
Welcome to Bonham. If you're just joining us, we had a broadcast for the Lady Bulldogs. Hope you made the transition over to the new one. This one is the boys, Howe boys and Bonham boys. And a matter of fact, Howe is 7-17 on the season. They're 1-8 in district, but the one win in district play came against Bonham. So you're saying there's a chance?
There's a chance, yes.
Yeah, so let's talk about this one. Now, Howe will be missing Jake Fabacher, who will not play tonight. He's got a wrist injury, so that is, one of the players that, can be counted on at certain points of the game for a three. Not able to play tonight.
Does that adjust the point spread any?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But Howe's last game against Bonham happened back on January the 17th, and it was a 45-43 win that ended in an Eric Zagleski fist pump at the end of the game as Howe barely held on to win that sucker. And matter of fact, Zagleski made, I think, page 2 in the Howe Enterprise. That fist pump was right there. As soon as the buzzer went off, he turned around and looked like at the end of a bowling strike. It just rolled through there. But Howe, back after that win, Zagleski said if we're going to have a shot going forward, we had to win tonight. They showed their youth a little bit, letting most of the 21-point lead during that game get away as they kind of started going into conservative mode about almost the early part of the fourth quarter with that big lead, and it just fell away from them, and they were just barely able to hang on.
Yeah, in that game, 41-28 midway through the third quarter, and Bonham's big-time shooter just got hot, and Howe had no answer for a little bit, and then Caden Harmon locked him up to end the game, and that's what got Eric Zagleski going for us.
Cameron Langford had the hot hand in that game back in January. He had led Howe with 11 points, and Luke Lopez had 10. Others were Haley with 9, the freshman. We haven't talked about him yet, but I'm sure we'll talk about him a lot. Harmon, who they also call Fuzz, had 7 points. Fabacher 3. Ethan Lopez had 2. Thurman 2. And it's been a long season for the seniors. There's 3 of them. With Colton Thurman, Caden Harmon, and Aiden Norton. And we talked to them a little bit after the last game and their thoughts on the senior year. And we'll let you listen to that and their thoughts on senior year so far this season.
The last time I talked to you was in football season. You said you weren't even going to play basketball. What changed?
This is Caden Harmon.
Well, it's senior year, and a few changes happened. And Coach Zagleski is the head coach now, and I wanted to have a memorable senior year, and just have stuff like I didn't want to just be sitting in my room like for hours like on end. I wanted to be out and doing something, and so I could like maintain my shape and stuff. So yeah.
How important is Coach Zagleski to this team?
Very important. He's the most motivated guy that I've probably like ever been coached by. Like even if we're last in the second to last in the district right now, and he's still positive about every like outcome of the game and all this, and he just continues to make us like better players and better men at the same time.
What are you going to remember about the senior year?
I'm just going to remember how fun it was, because the previous year, junior year, there's a lot of like arguing and stuff, and this year I've had so much fun playing sports. I do get a little tempered sometimes, but that's just because I care a lot to win, and I really don't like losing.
You ever counted how many times you're on the ground during a game?
I believe that's about 50 times per game.
And that was Caden Harmon. Of course, we also talked to Mr. Thurman a little bit, Colton Thurman, about this season.
It's definitely been a roller coaster of emotions. Just developing a family together with my team. We won in 7, I think. That's tough, but definitely had fun doing it. Close game every time. We never give up.
What are some good memories that you're going to take from this season?
Definitely the practices and the relationships I've gathered from my teammates and my coach, definitely. Coach
Zagleski, how important is he?
He's like a second dad to me. Wouldn't trade him for anyone. He's the best coach I could ever ask for.
We also had a chance to talk to the final senior, Aiden Norton, about the same thing, senior and his coach.
All right, rolling down to the last 3 games, how's the senior year been for you?
It's definitely been fun with the guys that I've been playing with, and it hasn't came out the way that we wanted it to, but it's been a close game every game. Besides VA, they shouldn't be in our district, but we've put up with them. And every game has been close, and it's just been a fun year with the guys.
Week to week, you get better and better on defense.
Yeah, defense wins games, if you ask me, and I'm sure anybody else would say it too. Defense is the main part of our game.
What's the most thing you'll remember from this senior year?
Definitely all the bus rides with the boys, and they're fun, and just making memories with all of them, going out to eat and stuff with them.
What about your coach?
Coach Zagleski, I couldn't ask for any other coach. He's the best coach I could ask for as a person and a guy outside of coaching, and I love that guy.
That was Aiden Norton, the senior who is right now warming up, shooting 3 in the corner. There's about 2.5 minutes left to go before we tip this sucker off. The Howe Bulldogs, led by freshman Austin Haley, probably one of the best, when it's all said and done, maybe the best athlete to ever walk out of this city. Handles the ball extremely well. And people that don't know much about Austin Haley, they know that he's a quarterback, and they know he's really good at that. They may not know how good of a point guard and ball handler and shooter and defensive player he is. And that no one has seen him yet at the high school level in baseball, which may be his best sport.
Wow. That's telling you something. If he's starting quarterback as a freshman, starting point guard as a freshman, and we still haven't seen him as maybe his best sport.
And rumor has it he's really good at air hockey.
So who's in the air hockey district here?
Yeah.
VA, Mount.
Oh, let's not travel to Mount Vernon to play air hockey. Hey, give us some stats, or give us some info on the Howe Bulldogs there, Blizzard. Oh, there you go. Sorry.
As you've talked about, Austin Haley is what makes this team goes. He's averaging 8.2 points a game in district play, and Caden Harmon adds the slasher role to this team, and he gets to the basket on most of his drives. He is great at making the tough acrobat-type layups and plays solid defense. What we don't talk about is Austin Haley's defense. He leads the team in steals with 1.78 per game, and he will stand in there and take the charge, as he had 5 last week.
Unbelievable.
And they were all from bigger people, and he stood in there and took it right in the chest. I do have some players to watch for both teams tonight. Mason Rodriguez for Bonham, Tanner Reeves, Brant Stuber, Tristan Malroy, and Howe, Austin Haley, Caden Harmon, Luke Lopez, and Colton Thurman tonight.
course, Rodriguez, the little brother of Tyler Rodriguez of Bonham Warrior fame and legend. He will go down more than likely as probably the greatest quarterback in Bonham history. I don't know who in the world would top him, but you and I, Justin, had a chance, all three of us, I believe, had a chance to do that Bonham-Van Alstyne game, that playoff game, or district championship game over here in the Fannin County seat. And that was an absolute basketball game in itself. And it was like Wimbledon, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, I would say that was a basketball game. Fast break.
And the score was a basketball score.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, it was 78-63, I think, something along those lines. And it was, back and forth. Check your defense at the door because there wasn't a lot of it.
It had big play after big play in that football game.
Well, the Bonham Warriors are being introduced. We've had Jamari Morrell. We've had Mason Rodriguez. We've had Michael Crosby. And now Tristan Mallory. Or perhaps, no, Morrell was not listed as a starter, but there's Tanner Reeves. So there's Tay Johnson. Tay Johnson, the starter there. So senior Tay Johnson, the junior Tristan Mallory, the sophomore Michael Crosby, the junior Tanner Reeves, and the sophomore Mason Rodriguez. A lot of youth on this Bonham Warriors basketball team.
Did they only have one senior? Yeah.
So it appears that doing the tipping of this basketball game will be Michael Crosby of Bonham. And of course, you wouldn't think by looking at him, Caden Harmon, but the young man has springs in his legs. Now, he has been battling an ankle injury all season, and made a funny little bet with him to, I'd give him $100 if he dunked it during the game, but he said, I can't do it. My ankle's been bothering me. So Harmon controls the tip, even though he's about a foot shorter than Crosby. And here's Reeves in the corner, guarded by Harmon. Reeves now to Johnson, who shoots the three from the left wing, and that one is good. Bonham's on board to start the game. Under 15 seconds gone, and Big Tay Johnson shoots the three. And here is Aiden Norton, right wing with the ball, as Haley dished it to him as he brought it up the court. Not a press against Howe by Bonham, and now Luke Lopez with the ball. Up top of the key to Aiden Norton. Over to Austin Haley, left wing. Haley wears the number 1, Howe in all black with the gray stripes down the side, much like their football pants with the thick gray down the side. Haley up top to Aiden Norton. The ball has gone through just about everybody's hand, I believe. And now in the corner, Luke Lopez drives to the bucket, turns around, gives to Harmon, who thought about shooting a three, but he dishes it back out to Haley, top of the key. Haley now looks for Aiden Norton, right wing. Now up top to Lopez, and Luke dishes it out to Austin Haley. Left wing, dribbles behind his back one time. Guarded by Rodriguez. Haley now dishes it to Aiden Norton, right wing. Up top, Caden Harmon. Harmon is the one Bulldog who will drive the lane, but he hasn't just yet. Lopez now top of the key to Norton. A lot of ball action around the perimeter, not much through the lane. The ball's stolen away, but Norton regains it and gives it out to Haley. Haley cuts the lane, Thurman hits him, and the layup is missed, but Thurman grabs it, puts it back up. That one is no good, and it's rebounded by Mallory. And all of that comes out for naught for Howe. As it goes back down the far court, Bonham has it. Reeves top of the key, guarded by Harmon. Goes to the right wing, setting a pick is Mallory on Harmon, and Reeves will dribble left-handed to the left wing. Johnson thought about the three again. A ball fake, drives underneath the basket, kicks it out to Rodriguez for three, and that one is good. And a double fist pump by head coach Eric Hicks. 5:39 on the clock. Haley dribbles between his legs. It's 6-0. Bonham in the lead early. Lopez over to Norton. Top of the key. Thornton sets a pick, and they're going to call carrying the ball on Aiden Norton, and that's something you never see called in 2019 and 2020.
Not with the handle some of these kids have. No, they don't call that carrying very often.
Reeves to Rodriguez. Howe with a little bitty press. Johnson for a long three left wing. That one's no good off the back of the rim. Hicks went running. The head coach went running, ready to celebrate, but it went off the back of the rim and eventually out of bounds, where Bonham will retain possession with Reeves inbounding, guarded by Harmon. A quick inbounds pass to Mallory, and he'll kick it out to Johnson. Johnson right wing to Rodriguez, guarded by Norton. And now Mallory, far side, puts it up on the run, and Haley's going to draw the charge.
You talked about that in the pregame. He's not afraid to draw charges, and he did that right there. Got a good position.
And that was on Crosby, not Mallory. My apologies. 5:04 left to go in the first. 6-0 Bonham with the early lead. Howe plays great defense, but they're giving up 6 here. Norton, Howe needs to find points. Haley top of the key. Ball above his head, dribbles between his legs, now behind his backs against Rodriguez. Lopez top of the key to Norton. Norton rolls to the right wing, left-handed, thought about cutting the lane, and Lopez has it top, who thought about the three. Now he drives to the bucket, stopped, and turned around to Haley in the corner. Now back up top to Norton. Norton behind his back, guarded by Mallory. Haley thinks about driving. It's cut off by Rodriguez in the corner. Norton top of the key. Pass to Lopez. Back to Haley. Haley. And now
Howe's offense just isn't developing. Like, nothing is.
Apparently an offensive foul against the Bulldogs on
Luke Lopez.
Well, it says Aiden Norton on the scoreboard. 4:05 on the clock here in the first. 6-0 Howe in the lead. Johnson has the ball. He's trapped, but he finds the open man. And underneath to Mallory is knocked away by Caden Harmon, who seems to always foul out. And he draws his first tonight.
Yeah.
Or did he just knock it out? Maybe it's just not. No, he draws the foul.
Yeah, I think he got the foul. He was kind of over the back there as the pass came in. I think got a little bit of the hand there.
3:57 left to go in the first quarter. Howe down 6-0. We are in the Fannin County seat. Reeves clicks it in to Crosby, who has it to Johnson, who drives the lane, guarded by Colby. And as you can tell by the crowd, Johnson's layup is good, as he just drove right around Colby Taylor. 8-0, Bonham in the lead. And here's a pass stolen away by Johnson. He's a big young man, but he moves really well for that size.
He really does.
Rodriguez dribbling to the right wing, guarded by Lopez, now in the corner to Reeves. Reeves with the headband and the long hair. The Teen Wolf shot up off the back of the rim and no good, rebounded by Harmon. Harmon will dribble quickly down the court and stop at the right wing. And Haley has it top of the key. Just a zone defense, a 2-3 look by Bonham. And now here's a pass penetration to Colby Taylor, who shoots from the elbow, no good, rebounded by Mallory. And now in the hands of Rodriguez. And now Trey Johnson thought about shooting the three, and he moved his feet just a little bit too much, going to be called for the travel.
Yeah, got the ball at the top of the key. Went to pump fake and then moved, but he moved his feet there a little bit, shuffled them before he moved.
A mass substitution for Bonham. Checking into the game is Jerry Airy. Is it Jerry Airy?
I think it's Airy, if I had to guess.
Jerry Airy. Brant Stuber. Reeves still into the game. Elijah Reynolds into the game, and Rodriguez still into the game. So Colby Taylor top of the key. And Lopez wants to drive the bucket, puts it up, and is swatted away by Jerry Airy. And with 2:33 left to go in the first, Howe will inbound here. Lopez inbounds. Caden Harmon now kicks it out. Lopez three in the corner. That one up, and that one's off the front of the rim. No good. Lopez did not follow his shot. He just took off straight down the court. And Rodriguez with the ball will cross midcourt, guarded by Lopez. And now to Elijah Reynolds. left wing, dribbles to the top of the key, guarded by Lopez. Long pass to Rodriguez, guarded by Norton. Underneath, nice pass, but the bottom of the backboard blocks the shot of Jerry Aree. And Bonham will retain possession as it goes out of bounds. And now Ethan Lopez checks into the game for Luke Lopez. Twin for twin. Reeves pass under the goal is to Brant Stuber, who puts it up on the layup. That was uncontested. 10-0, and now Howe all of a sudden looking at a shutout here in the first period. 1:55 on the clock, down 10-0. Aiden Norton dribbling to the near wing, now drives the bucket, steps up, throws up a prayer, rebounded by Taylor. Kicks it out to Lopez, thought about the three at the top of the key, drives the bucket, throws it up on the run, is going to be called for the foul. Bonham's going to be called for the foul, and he'll shoot.
I think that's what we've been wanting to see here. They've been moving the ball around the perimeter, but nobody wants to drive the basket. Finally, we see Lopez drive and then able to go there and at least draw the foul and get to the line to put some points on the board. But they got to be more aggressive on offense and try to get to the bucket.
Ethan Lopez first free throw shot barely touches the front of the rim. No good. So Howe still looking to break the shutout here. A chance right here, Ethan Lopez, and it rims out. But a rebound by Caden Harmon. And now out to Haley, top of the key, guarded by Reynolds. Haley has it stolen away for a moment, but Brant Stuber is called for the foul.
Howe's got to start taking the open looks. They're just passing up on every open three. And then it just ends in a turnover. Like, we got to shoot to score.
Cameron Langford checks in for Aiden Norton, and a pass to Colby Taylor, top of the key. Now quickly back to Ethan Lopez. Haley to Harmon. Lopez thought about the three, dribbles to the free throw line, shoots it up off the back of the rim, no good. Stuber had it for a moment. Lopez has it on the runner, up and in. And Howe breaks the shutout, and we nearly had an Ayers Zagleski, 10-2. And 1:07 left to go in the first. Stuber with a long pass caught. Now Reynolds drives the lane, is put up, blocked by Haley, but lands in the hands of Stuber again, who kicks it out to Reynolds. Now Reeves on the long three. That one is no good. However, Jerry Aree comes down with it, and Rodriguez is going to finally end up with it. Back to Reynolds. Underneath to Aree, and a foul is called against Howe.
Aree found himself under the basket wide open and would have had an easy layup there, but Harmon came and fouled him. Bad news is that second foul on Harmon here in the first quarter. You got to wonder what Coach Zagleski will do, if he'll keep him in there.
And that's where the injury of Fahlbacher really plays into the depth, because you know Fuzz is going to foul out most games.
Yeah.
And he gets too quickly here, and there's no Fahlbacher to bring into the game. And Aries' shot, second shot, no good. Rebounded by Reeves, however. He puts it off the glass, and that's an easy bucket. 12-2, Bonham in the lead. Ethan Lopez dribbles it down to the right wing, and now up top to Haley. Haley guarded closely by Jamari Morrell. And now Ethan Lopez drives the lane on the runner, and that one's no good. Rebounded by Reeves, quickly down the court. Reeves guarded by Lopez. That's Luke Lopez. Both Lopez twins are on the floor. And Reeves behind the back, dribbles to the right wing, guarded by Eli Wilson, who's into the game for Howe. Stuber's pass is knocked away, but it ends up in the hands of Reynolds, who just heaves it at the buzzer. And Bonham's going to walk away with a first quarter 12-2 lead here in Fannin County.
Well, I think in that first quarter, if you look at it, I think offensively, the Bulldogs really need to get things going. Whether trying to take an outside three or drive to the basket, as Blizzard was saying earlier, you gotta shoot the ball to score, you know. And if you just pass the ball around, it's probably a good thing there is no shot clock right now, because
boy.
The Howe Bulldogs were 1 for 9 in the first quarter shooting with 6 turnovers.
And, you know, you look at this game and you wonder, my goodness, how did the Bulldogs score 45 the last time they played this team?
Well, even looking at the the averages, you got Austin Haley and Caden Harmon lead with eight points a game. After that, it goes down to 4. So, offensively, they don't score a lot of points.
That's one thing about the Bulldogs. They lack that key scorer. They don't have that one individual that is going to rack up a lot of points. But they do play defense very well, and that's the good thing about it. Norton back into the game, and to Ethan Lopez, right wing, picks it up, looks for somewhere to go, finds his brother. Luke Lopez feeds Wilson underneath, turns around, drives to the bucket, draws the foul, and Wilson will shoot.
I like that. Feed Wilson at the elbow there, and he drove to the basket, didn't think about it, went straight to the cup, and able to initiate contact.
Eli Wilson, the son of the educator family. Clay Wilson, father, is a middle school principal. Mother is a second grade teacher. Both have been in Howe for a very long time. Good thing about that Wilson family, they are Sooners. Here's the second shot. That one is no good. Rebounded, however, by Wilson, who follows the shot. Puts it up left-handed, no good. And a foul apparently has been called against Ethan Lopez. And Bonham will have possession with 7:34 here in the second quarter. I say that, they're all Sooners over there, but they've got a kid going to OSU, and I think most of the Wilson family are OSU Cowboys. Here's Stuber on the runner. The layup is good, and Bonham extends their lead 14-2. Luke Lopez directing traffic with his right hand and index finger, saying, hey, come up here. Tells his brother to set a pick. Now it's in the hands of Langford, who drives to the elbow, and he's going to be called for a travel. So Bonham will have possession with 7:05 left to go here in the second.
Was that the 7th turnover of the game, I think?
Yep.
For the Bulldogs?
Rodriguez will bring it up the court, leading 14-2 over Howe, guarded by Luke Lopez. Now over in the corner to Morrell, who had it stolen away from him from behind by Ethan Lopez, but it goes out of bounds off Lopez, and Bonham will retain possession with Reeves throwing it in here. 6:51 on the clock here in the second. Morrell has it left wing, guarded by Norton, and now Reeves is going to be given the baseline on the runner. He puts it up, it's no good, but it's rebounded by Wilson. Strongly comes down with it, but it's ripped away at the end by Tristan Mallory. And Mallory is going to be called for a foul. So Howe has possession, and the Lopez brothers will work together on the far end, bringing it up near side. 6:39 on the clock. Bonham leading 14-2. Luke Lopez, right wing to Aiden Norton. And now to brother Lopez. Long three, top of the key. Cameron Langford drills it. And that'll give Howe some breathing room as it's up to 14-5. Morrell drives the bucket on the runner, misses it. Rebounded by Airy, and a foul's going to be called. He missed the layup, but a foul was called, and I believe that's going to be on Langford. We'll see what the scoreboard shows, and it is going to be on Langford.
I like that on their last offensive possession. Langford got it on catch and shoot. It said, put me in the game, and I won't see a shot I don't like. And he pulled the trigger right away and able to get on the board.
Airy's shot is good. I think he's now 1 for 3 from the line. 15-5, our score here in Bonham. 6:13 left to go in the second. Airy's second shot, he dribbles twice, puts it up right-handed, nothing but net. 16-5. Bonham playing well. Howe unable to do anything offensively. Haley, top of the key, dribbles now to the left side, tries to penetrate the lane, and a foul has been called against Bonham. And I think it's on, again, it's on Morrell. So Langford to inbound underneath. Colton Thurman almost pushed out of bounds. He throws it away. And there's another turnover. Morrell has it, kicks it out to Rodriguez. Rodriguez back to Morrell, left wing, guarded by Norton tightly. Norton had his hands all over the ball. And I'm not sure if a foul's been called, and it has against Norton. So Rodriguez to inbound. Norton gives him a lot of space. He almost gets to steal. Up top to Reeves, behind his back, guarded by Haley. Now in the corner to Morrell. Now Rodriguez. Now back to Reeves, top of the key, guarded by Fuzz. And when I say Fuzz, it's Caden Harmon. Reeves dribbling. Now in the corner, Rodriguez shoots the three off the back of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Michael Crosby. But another foul's been called.
I think it's on Harmon again. Harmon had just got back in the game and then commits a foul on kind of over the back there on Crosby. That's going to be his third foul, and he's got to come out again.
That is not going to be good for Howe. Of course, Harmon, the second leading scorer on the team. On a team not full of scorers. Crosby bounces many times at the free throw line, and he'll shoot it right-handed, and that one rolls in, rolls out, rolls in. A lot of spin in English on that ball. It's 17-5. 5:26 here to go in the second before the half. And it's Crosby, 1, 2, 3. Taking a lot of time. Rolls it up. This time it doesn't get that fancy English roll. It rolls out. And Luke Lopez brings it down and gives it to Haley. Haley gets a good screen by Thurman, which opens up a wide open three. And Haley drills it. And now it's 17-8.
Just what the Bulldogs need, a little jolt here.
And give Thurman a lot of credit there for setting that pick for the wide open shot. And here's Airy underneath. It's swatted away by Ethan Lopez. And here comes Haley down the court, dribbling left-handed. Penetrates the lane, puts it up right-handed. That one is good. And now it's a 7-point game, 17-10. And here comes Howe. Rodriguez throws it out right side. Reeves now back up top to Rodriguez again. Now in the corner, a quick pass to Reeves. Now in the corner again to Morrell, who drives, and he's going to be called for the travel. So all of a sudden, for the first time, Big Mo is on the favor of the Black.
We're seeing a little bit of defense there on the other end, a little bit of tenacity there, forced a couple of turnovers, and then we've been able to see a couple of baskets back-to-back from Austin Haley.
4:32 on the clock here in the second. Haley dribbles it. He's going to shoot the three, top of the key off the right side of the rim, rebounded by Reeves. It was a good look, though.
It was.
And Reeves will dribble up right side. Deep right wing, now long pass to Crosby, who will dribble in, now kick it out. Rodriguez in the corner for three. 20-10 as Bonham all of a sudden stops Howe's attack. And here comes Haley down the court. 20-10, our new score. Lopez in the corner, Haley again for three. This one off the front of the rim and rolls out. And Reeves will bring it right back down the court quickly. As he throws it away, he goes up for the layup on the left side of the glass, has it knocked away, and Bonham will retain possession. 20-10, our score here in Bonham. Reeves to inbounds for Bonham. He's got to throw it. Does. Crosby brings it down. Guarded by Ethan Lopez. He runs right past him, and Lopez is going to be called for a foul as he reached right in around him. Crosby just outran him to the bucket, and Lopez had nothing to do but foul him.
Yeah, they did that and try to stop him from having a clear path to the basket there.
So Crosby will shoot.
It seems the Bulldogs have had trouble. I don't know if you've seen this tonight, Blake, is staying in front of their guy. It seems like the Warriors have been able to drive past him. They get up on him tight and they drive past him to the bucket.
Yes, that is happening on defense and then on offense. They can't drive past any of the Bonham defenders either. Bonham's just sticking them real tight.
Michael Crosby's first shot is good. He gets that English roll again, and he passes the ball behind his back there, and instead of dribbling, he puts it behind his back and shoots, and that one's good. 22-10. Haley has it near side. Howe on this side of the court. We're in the corner on the near side. Lopez on the far wing. Eli Wilson back in the game. Turn ball fake. Shot up. A good looking shot, but it rolls out. Rebounded by Colby Taylor, looking for somewhere to go. A nice pass underneath to Wilson, turns, shoots off the back of the glass, and it bounces in. A nice job by Wilson. And it's 22-12. 3:15 as Crosby kicks it out. Rodriguez. Long pass over to Reeves. And the shot is no good. Rebounded by Haley, who's also a good rebounder. 2:59 on the clock before the half. Howe trails by 10. Haley drives the bucket, puts it up on the runners, no good, but Haley was fouled.
Haley's seeing some creases here, and he's going straight to the bucket. And he's right-handed, but he's gone left-handed quite a bit.
He is single-handedly, offensively, trying to put the Bulldogs on his back here in the second quarter. Taking the ball to the bucket, whether it's with a three-point shot or driving the lane. And we mentioned that Harmon is one of the few Bulldogs that will drive all the way to the bucket. And Haley's trying to take that role here in the second quarter. Second shot is good, and Howe now trails 22-14.
Haley is also a great free throw shooter, so when they foul him, it's an advantage for Howe.
2:48 and rolling here in the second quarter. Pass underneath, Trey Johnson back in the game. The big boy turns around and puts it in. 24-14. Haley dribbles back and forth between his left and his right hand at the top of the key. Now looks for somewhere to go. He finds Aiden Norton. Norton dribbles between his legs, right elbow, looking for somewhere to go, finds Lopez. Lopez, left elbow, now to Wilson. Wilson to Haley in the corner behind his back, and he's deep at the left wing. Looking for somewhere to go, a deep pass inside to Wilson. It's tied up by Johnson. And the possession is going to go to Bonham.
Well, good thought. Try to get it down into Wilson. Just Johnson was right there to tie it up, and ball goes over on the possession arrow.
So here is Reynolds inbounding to Reeves. Will dribble right-handed down the court. Rodriguez, left wing, guarded by Aiden Norton. Now long pass to Reynolds, deep in the corner on the right side. Thought about shooting for a moment. It's inside, stolen away by Colby Taylor. Kicks it out to Aiden Norton, quickly down the court. Dribbling, finding an open man in the middle is Eli Wilson, but he has it taken away from him. And here's Reeves going the other way. 1:45 on the clock. Right side, now in the corner. Back up to Reeves, right wing. Guarded closely by Lopez and Haley. He's going to dribble right around to Rodriguez in the corner. Now inside, Wilson has stolen it away. Now to Norton. A minute and a half left to go in the half. Haley with it. Down by 10, 24-14. Top of the key over here to Luke Lopez, left wing, inside. Eli Wilson, quick pass to Colby Taylor, middle of the lane. Now kicks it out to Haley. Haley cut off on the right side. Aiden Norton has it stolen away. And now he has to retreat for it behind the half-court line, but it was tipped away, so no backcourt. Haley at the top of the key, left-handed dribbling, looks to drive to the bucket. Quickly guarded by Rodriguez, and the ball is knocked away from behind. And it'll be out on Bonham, and Howe ball as Colton Thurman checks into the game for Eli Wilson. Lopez to inbound, guarded by Elijah Reynolds. Lopez looking for Haley in the corner. And now dribbles towards the top of the key. Colby Taylor battling Brant Stuber. A runner, jumper for Haley is good right in the middle of the lane. And again, Haley trying to take over here in the second.
That was pretty looking right there in the middle of the lane. It will just float in there.
Under a minute, 37 seconds exactly to go here in the second quarter. Howe down by 8 after all of that. Rodriguez, left wing, corner, Reeves, and the shot is off the back of the rim, no good. And it's going to end up in the hands of Luke Lopez, who's going to dribble it up. Kick it over in the corner. And Aiden Norton's going to be called for a travel as he hesitated just for a moment before he started dribbling.
Defensively for the Bulldogs, they go in that 2-3 zone. If you'll notice, the Warriors, they're working both those corners.
Our halftime show is going to feature the athletic director, Bill Jailing, as a timeout has been called right here. 14 seconds left to go. And we're going to talk a little football with Coach Jay at the half.
Nice.
So we'll find out about Mineola and Mount Briles.
had a chance to digest that draw, that district draw.
Wasn't that a jaw dropper?
That was. I think did you see that coming?
No way. No way. I don't think anyone saw that coming.
I don't either.
Only people that saw that coming was the UIL. And we're trying to figure out who did Howe tick off.
Really?
That was really, really ugly.
Well, it'd be interesting non-district too. You know, you go back to play Bells again. Bells was a playoff team last year and played them into overtime, and then got
Sanger for homecoming, the all-class reunion.
And then I'm trying to think who else is
Callisburg.
Callisburg, yeah.
Yeah, the Upper East Side of Cook County.
I like that.
Oh, you just wait till August. It's already pre-recorded, cut, ready to go. 14 seconds left to go here before the half. Howe trails Bonham 24-16. And here is Rodriguez, who passes it out left side to Reynolds, now to Reeves, now in the corner. Long pass, stolen away for a moment by Norton, but it ends up back in the hands of Reeves. Now Airy has it, top of the key, 1 second left. Shoots the deep three off the glass, no good.
That was great defense by the Bulldogs on that last possession.
There was.
24-16, we're at the half. And I'll signal to Coach Jay, see if we can get him over here. But right now, we'll take a quick timeout, let you listen to our sponsors, because we need to let you know who they are. They're able to make this possible for all of us. We'll be right back.
Howe Bulldogs basketball night in Texas is brought to you by
Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Attorney Micah Belden, Bucks North Barbecue, Techway, and Meacham State Farm. Knight Furniture, Independent Bank, Star Auto Body, Torch Plumbing, Family Attorney Kimberly Killebrew, Juan Enciso Farmers Insurance, GCEC, FBC Howe, the Howe Athletic Booster Club, Summit Media Service, Baker AC and Heating, Pitt Exteriors.
Now, let's go courtside with Monty Walker and Justin White.
Welcome back. We are at the half. It's 24-16. Bonham in the lead here. We're in Fannin County seat, and we're joined by Howe's Athletic Director, Bill Jailing. And let's talk a little bit about, hey, let's talk football. We don't get to talk football during this time of year. And I know you're like me. You love to talk football, and let's talk about it. There's some bad news, I guess. I call it bad news. I don't know what we did to the UIL, but we found out who our district mates are.
Yeah, it was a tough Monday last week.
Yeah.
When the new district came out, I mean, it's going to be a gauntlet for us the next year, and we're just going to have to toughen up and get after it.
What were your initial thoughts when you looked at that list?
The first question that went to my mind was, how did this happen?
Yeah.
I mean, it was all the scenarios I had, none of them had this district lined up for it. I mean, it was a shock to me when it came out.
Matter of fact, we were talking maybe a day before that, 2 days before that, just kind of guessing, and we thought maybe there's a chance that some Dallas ISD schools would be in there, and didn't turn out.
Didn't turn out that way. I was the last scenario I saw had us in with Dallas A+, Dallas Life School, and Dallas Madison, and I was fine with that. I was like, oh, we can go down there and compete and probably get in the playoffs in that district. And then when I saw that one, I was like, where did this come from? And again, I don't know what the UIL was thinking, but it's the card we've been dealt, and we're just gonna have to, get after it this off season and get after it in the fall.
We'll talk about your athletic program. I know it's football off season, but there's never really an off season. Talk about the conditioning and what you guys are doing right now.
Right now, our guys they're working really hard. I'm really proud of our kids in our off season program. Every kid has bought into the program, and that's a huge plus. I mean, they come every day with enthusiasm, and they're committed. They're showing up 3 days a week at 7 a.m., getting our 7 a.m. weights in, and then using the athletic period for our speed and agility drills, plus doing track workouts after school. So they're getting after it. It's not like they're going, it's an easy road. They're working hard every day. And a lot of them are playing basketball on Tuesdays and Fridays with baseball season starting. They're getting to do that. So our kids are committed, and they're getting after it.
This will be your third fall coming up with the Howe Bulldogs. What do you anticipate seeing in the fall from your kids? What kind of kids do you have?
Well, we got a lot of good kids. I mean, we're losing some team speed. You can't replace a kid like Fuzz's speed, Caden Harmon's on the field, and Arturo Louder, plus the senior leadership we had last year. That's going to be tough to replace. But we got a lot of good kids coming back. We really do. Strength-wise, we'll be a lot stronger than we were last year. I mean, where we're at right now compared to a year ago is night and day with the strength gains they've made in the weight room. I just see us next year. I mean, we're going to be a gritty football team. That's just my mentality as a football coach, is we're going to be gritty. They're going to play hard every play. We're going to try to mix it up a little bit offensively. I've talked about putting a little option game in and everything like that. But it's just going to be a gritty football team next year. I mean, they're going to fight. There's no doubt. I mean, I know this district is a gauntlet, but I'll tell you right now, every Friday night we're going to go out there swinging.
Well, it's going to be fun, and you I was talking to you. I've got a freshman to be next year, and if he's on JV, he's one of those that get to go to Mineola, to Mount Vernon, and to Winsboro, and I told him about that. He said, that's what friends are for in bus rides. So he doesn't really care. So I hope a lot of those kids get used to those bus rides.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we're going to have to put into play on Friday nights and when we're traveling that far, and even Thursday nights. We might leave a little bit earlier, stop, let the kids get out, stretch their legs, so on and so forth. But it's all things that we got to account for now with this new district.
Now we're in basketball season. Coach Mike Zagleski took over as basketball coach. Talk about what he's been able to do here and taking on a different role and doing it with all smiles.
Yeah, Coach Zagleski is just a great person, great coach. He's really good at motivating kids and really getting kids to play hard. It's evident tonight watching them. They're playing hard. They've gotten better each week. They've had their ups and downs. But I really credit Coach Mike Zagleski. I call him Coach Zagleski. I really credit him for the job he's done this year. He got put in a tough situation, took it with open arms, and he's done a great job this year with our boys team.
Well, baseball coming up. You're a baseball fan as well and a former baseball coach. What do you think the Bulldogs are going to be like baseball-wise?
I think that we're going to be pretty solid this year in baseball. I know the weather's killing us right now.
Yeah.
They really haven't even been able to get out on the field. But I see us being a strong contender in our baseball district. I really believe we could be a 3 or 4 seed in the playoffs, and you never know what can happen. We might end up 1 or 2. It's a competitive baseball district, that's for sure. But Coach is doing a good job with those kids, and I think he'll have them ready to go. And I think you'll see a big improvement from last year's team to this year's team.
Still happy in Howe?
Oh, I love Howe. I love it here. The kids are great, and the kids are working hard. You couldn't ask for better kids. The district's going to be a tough road, but it is what it is. I don't back away from challenges, and I think it's going to be a challenge, but we're just going to keep working and keep getting better, and we are going to be a better football team next year. With the way the program's going, we're getting better each year, and we'll just go out there and do the best we can. I do want to send a shout out to Coach Lands. He's had a great basketball season, and our girls basketball team, they've really done well this year, and I'm looking forward to them going several rounds deep in the playoffs this year. And I think Coach Lands does an excellent job with our girls basketball program.
He got win number 440 tonight in his career.
Yeah, he's outstanding. You couldn't ask for a better guy.
And if I told him that, he'd just say, that just means I'm old.
Yeah, he would. He would just say he's old.
Coach, appreciate you stopping by. It's always good to talk football.
Yep, anytime.
And it's almost second halftime, and we'll be right back right after this timeout.
Howe Bulldogs basketball night in Texas is brought to you by
Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Attorney Micah Belden, Bucks North Barbecue, Techwave, and Meacham State Farm, Knight Furniture, Independent Bank, Star Auto Body, Torch Plumbing, Family Attorney Kimberly Killebrew, Juan Enciso Farmers Insurance, GCEC, FBC Howe, the Howe Athletic Booster Club, Summit Media Service, Baker AC and Heating, Pitt Exteriors.
Now, let's go courtside with Monty Walker and Justin White.
Well, that was a nice halftime with Coach Jay. Learned a lot about the upcoming season, and I don't know, he's about as excited about the upcoming district as everybody else, sounds like.
Yeah.
So we are in the third quarter. Howe trails by 8, 24-16. And now Howe going on the far end offensively on the far glass. Aiden Norton has it to open the third quarter. Here's Luke Lopez dribbling top the key against Reeves. Back to Norton. Norton guarded by Tristan Mallory. And now Lopez has it top of the key. Over to Haley, who drives the lane, and he puts up the runner right in the middle of the lane, and it's good. And all of a sudden, Howe's cut it 24-18. And Haley's putting Howe on his back. Long pass down the court to Tay Johnson. And he passes underneath to Mallory, and he's going to be fouled by Haley. Haley had his arm straight up, but he jumped a little bit, which allowed the foul to be called. And Mallory will shoot here, and it's Haley's first foul of the night. 7:17 left to go here in the third.
Interesting look by the Bulldogs, showing a little bit of full court press there. And on the long baseball pass from Rodriguez, able to break that press.
Mallory's free throw is good, and Bonham leads 27-18. Haley dribbling. Top of the key, now to Norton. And back to Lopez. Lopez over to Norton, who had a 3-shot. I thought he was going to pull the trigger. He didn't do it. And Haley now is going to drive, and he's cut off by Rodriguez. And he will throw it on out. Oops, that's wrong. Now I got the score wrong. It's going to be stolen away by Johnson. And now Rodriguez has it. 6:35 left to go. And now there we go, 27-18. Bonham in the lead. And there's Rodriguez on the right side of the court. Now Reeves dribbles up to the middle. Guarded by Lopez. Now near side. Going to be a long shot by Crosby off the back of the rim. Three-pointer is no good. Rebounded by Fuzz, who's back in the game with 3 fouls, I believe. And Haley with the three-point shot, air ball. But a foul may have been called underneath. What is that called?
I think there was.
I think it's on Ty Johnson. No, 13.
So Mallory, his third of the night. 27-18, Bonham in the lead, and here's Lopez for the long three in the corner off the front of the rim, no good. And it's going to be knocked away by Johnson. Howe will, I think, retain possession, and they will. Thurman and Johnson both went up for the ball, and it was swatted away, and it must have went off for Johnson.
Bulldogs got to have somebody else to help take the scoring for the Bulldogs besides Haley.
In the corner is Lopez. Now drives to the bucket. It rolls in and out. And that's a bucket Howe needed. Here's Reeves down the court. Left wing, now up top, Rodriguez. All the way across. Thinking about the shot is Crosby, but he passes to Rodriguez. Now Reeves in the corner. 3-ball. 30-18. Bonham in the lead as Reeves sinks that 3. Now deep in the corner. Haley, guarded by Rodriguez, had an open shot, didn't take it. Now he drives the bucket. It's going to be cut off by Rodriguez. Norton is going to drive. And now over to Lopez. Out to Haley. Right wing now towards the middle of the court. Switches places with Aiden Norton, who sets the screen for a moment. And now Haley's going to drive on Rodriguez, throws it up, and is going to draw a foul. Haley just threw up a prayer.
He just knifed his way in there and threw his body around and hoped that he'd get a whistle, and he did as he fell to the ground. Throwing the ball up there and able to draw the foul.
30-18 our score, 5:15 on the clock. We are in the third, and Austin Haley knocks that one off the front of the rim, I think, and it's no good. Dribbles twice, right-handed shooter off the left side of the rim. That one's no good. It's unusual for Haley to miss both, and here comes Reeves down the near court. It's going to be cut off by Aiden Norton, but a pass up top to Rodriguez. Now back to Reeves, and it's stolen away by Norton. It ends up in the hands of Thurman, who kicks it over to Austin Haley. Now left wing, and Fuzz is going to drive, and he puts it up the runner left-handed. That one is good, and that's what Fuzz do.
First time we see him tonight, just drive right to the basket. They'll put up an acrobatic shot, get it to go in.
Harmon did not end up on the floor. And here's Rodriguez on the other side. Airy, long pass. Reeves, long 3 off the back of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Luke Lopez. Lopez going to drive the lane. Right side, put up the runner, and that one is good. So Howe cuts it to 8 again. 30-22, 4:25 on the clock here in the third. And now Johnson has it near side. Johnson's going to run to the bucket, and Haley takes the charge. What did you say about Haley taking tough charges in the pregame? That's about as tough as you can get. Ty Johnson's about 270.
And he stood in there and took it right in the chest. He's feeling it right now.
Yeah, when he hit the ground, you can see him kind of wincing a little bit, like, oh. And he's saying something, smiling right now, kind of like that one. I felt that one.
Well, he looked over here at us and just had a smile as he knew what just happened, and he knows what we're talking about. There's Lopez, right wing. Between the legs again, sees a seam on the runner, no good, rebounded by Thornton, kicks it out, or Thurman rather, and now Lopez on the three in the corner, that one is good. Luke, 30-25, it's a 5-point game, 3:49 on the clock. Thurman almost steals it away, Brent Stuber down the lane, and it's gonna be another charge. This time, Ethan Lopez draws it. Stuber runs over him. Lopez with the great heads-up charge right there.
2 charges back-to-back for this Bulldog team.
5-point game. Luke Lopez on the three. In and out. Rebounded by Thurman, who kicks it out. Now Lopez is going to drive. Puts it up. The runner, no good, but he's fouled. Howe has a chance to get within 3 here, folks.
Luke Lopez, he's playing with a little bit of confidence here. He's driving the bucket. He's shooting the ball with as I said, with confidence. So he's Lopez is feeling it right now.
Luke Lopez to inbound. And a long pass out top of the key. Aiden Norton guarded by Stuber. And now to Haley. Left-handed dribbler guarded by Rodriguez. Stops for a moment between his legs. Now dribbles right side of the lane. Puts it up on the runner. In, out. Rebounded by Airy. That was a good-looking shot, but it didn't fall. 30-25 our score. Rodriguez left-handed pass to Reynolds. Now in the corner. Reeves, three. That one off the front of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Norton. Norton back to Haley. Not contested down the court. Will be guarded by Rodriguez. Dribbles closely to the ground, and now a right-handed bounce pass to Aiden Norton at the right wing, who will trade positions with him at the top of the key. Now in the corner, Haley moves to the left wing. And now again guarded by Rodriguez is going to set it up. The very top of the key, a right-handed pass over to Luke Lopez. Between his legs, dribbles to the right corner. Now to the bucket. It's going to be cut off by Reynolds. Long pass up top. Ethan Lopez did not take the three. And now to Haley between his legs. And now to Luke Lopez, right wing. Behind him to Aiden Norton. Dribbles cut off. Thornton, long pass corner to Lopez, driving to the bucket. Luke Lopez puts it up off the back of the rim, no good. Trying to be saved by Colton Thurman, but he goes out of bounds before he can save it, and Bonham will have possession. And Colby Taylor and Caden Harmon will check into the game. Colton Thurman and Aiden Norton will check out.
Lengthy possession there by the Bulldogs, moving the ball around, but can't get any points out of it.
Howe wanted a double dribble call on Rodriguez there, but no call. Now a long pass stolen by Haley. He picked it up out of the sky, and now he'll kick it off to Luke Lopez, who drives, throws up the runner, rebounded by Fuzz, but it's knocked away by Colby Taylor and goes out of bounds. And Bonham's going to have possession. That was a rebound that Howe could have had, but 2 Bulldogs got in the way. And now head coach Eric Hicks is jumping up and down, pulling his own Air Hicks, if you will. And now here's Stuber. Left wing, going to drive to the bucket. Haley wanted to set up the charge. Stuber turned away from it. Rodriguez to Reynolds, right side, in the corner to Reeves. Thought about the three, guarded by Taylor. He's cut off. Reynolds, right wing, guarded by Lopez. And Lopez, with that lazy defense of reaching around, trying to knock the ball away, is going to be called for the foul.
It's a James Harden defense. Get beat, try to stick your hand in the backside there and poke it out.
And Lopez now, after that, will be taken out of the game, and Cameron Langford comes in. Langford in the zone defense as Howe's running a 2 underneath, and the pass is thrown away or knocked away, and Howe's going to...
Colby Taylor deflected it out.
Colby Taylor, okay. So Bonham to inbound again. Rodriguez trying to find somebody to throw it to. Looking on the run. It's going to be almost intercepted by Fuzz, and a foul was not called. They can't believe everybody stopped because they thought a foul was called. There was a foul on Michael Crosby, which normally would have been over the back, and now kind of a makeup call at the end. He finally did call it.
A late whistle
He
there.
knew he missed it and then made up for it at the end. A minute 28 left to go in the third. Reeves to inbound to Airy. Big body underneath, turns around, puts it up. That one's good over Colby Taylor. A minute 23 left to go in the third. Howe trails by 7 as Luke Lopez will drive the bucket, now kick it out. They're going to call him for a travel.
Wow.
And he has both palms to the sky talking to the official. The official says, no, you traveled. And it'll be Michael Crosby who will inbound. Howe with a little bit of a pressure on the backcourt. And now to Jerry Airy. And now to Crosby underneath. Goes to the bucket. He's going to walk. He does. They call the walk in the lane. And Howe's going to have possession with a $1:07 left to go in the third, trailing by 7. Haley inbounds to Luke Lopez, who just touches it back to Haley. Middle of the court, no pressure, guarded by Rodriguez when he gets there. And Haley stops for a moment, still dribbling, close to the ground, left-handed dribbling. Has Langford to his left and Lopez to his right, who he gives it to Lopez. Dribbling on the left side, passes across, and it's going to be off a Bonham player, and Howe will retain possession with 48 seconds left to go in the third.
I think for the first time tonight, I've seen Haley just he's tired, he's winded. I saw him there a while ago with the ball there, and he kind of just paused for just a second.
He gets the inbound. 46 seconds remaining. It's 32-25. With Haley has the ball up top. Dribbling left, dribbling right. Guarded by Reynolds for a moment, now guarded by Reeves. 27 seconds. Haley still with the ball on the pick and roll to Fuzz, who goes up and draws the foul. A nice job by Caden Harmon to drive the lane. He does end up on the floor again, but he draws the foul.
Nice pick and roll action between him and Haley. Harmon was the roll man, and had a good job by Haley to find him there, almost like a quarterback to a receiver type of throw.
Think they've done that before?
Yes, and then able to split the defenders and draw the foul.
Harmon just kind of pushes it in left-handed on the free throw, so that narrows the gap to 6. Harmon's second one is up, and that one is good. So 32-27, a 5-point game. Rodriguez dribbling left-handed, 18 seconds on the clock. Reynolds to Crosby, top of the key on the three, back to the rim, no good. Rebounded by Reeves, underneath the basket, he goes up for it. It's no good, and it's going to be on the black line, and Bonham will retain possession as it goes off of Luke Lopez. Reeves with the headband, and the Teen Wolf look with the long hair will inbound. Long pass to Rodriguez. Top of the key, now underneath. He tries to hit Jerry Airy, but he overshoots him. It goes out of bounds. And Bonham will turn it over to Howe, who has 3 seconds remaining. And they inbound to Haley. Haley's going to drive it. 1 second, half a second. Long shot off the top of the glass and no good. Haley gave it everything he had.
I think since Haley took that charge, he's a little exhausted. I mean, that boy hit him right in the chest, so I understand why.
Rightfully so.
And we're talking about a young man who's about 270 who ran over him.
And it's like his shoulder went right into his chest and stomach area. I mean, man, he hit him. The truck hit him like a truck. Head on.
So we're headed to the fourth. Howe, I don't think we saw this coming. Howe goes into the fourth down by 5. You know, after the first period, we thought, how are they going to score? And here the Bulldogs are now. They've got 27, which is not, shooting the lights out of the gym or anything, but hey, it's a 5-point game. The good thing about the Bulldogs, they play great defense.
They're hanging around, and I think that's what it is, and they're showing more aggressiveness. We're seeing Haley go to the basket. We're seeing Luke Lopez be aggressive there. And I think that's what you get. And then Harmon is doing a good job there defensively and getting chances there offensively, cutting to the basket and things like that. So it's going to have to not just be Austin Haley. You're going to have to get points from somewhere else on this team.
In district, Howe averages 40 points and gives up 56. Now that includes 2 Van Alstyne games, and that does a number to your averages. But Howe generally, giving up around 49, 50, something like that. Able to hang around because of their defense. And here's Rodriguez in the corner, just underway in the fourth. Rodriguez looking to get back to Reeves, finds Stuber. Stuber underneath, goes up, and now Rodriguez on the long three, and that one's good. That's a backbreaker right there as Rodriguez hits the corner three, 35-27.
That's Rodriguez's third three of the night.
Haley guarded by Crosby at the top of the key, now kicks it over to Norton. Now left wing to Luke Lopez, who decides to drive and kick it out to Haley. And apparently Lopez was fouled by Crosby. That's his third of the night. 7:23 remaining in the game. Howe down by 8.
That's a 17th foul, so now the Bulldogs are in the bonus now, so they'll be shooting 1-1.
A miss on the free throw was rebounded by Crosby, who had to go a long way for it. Here's Rodriguez, near side wing to Crosby. Thought about the long three, now he's going to drive. Swatted away by Thurman, who ends up in the hands of fellow senior Aiden Norton. All the way down to Caden Harmon, the other senior. Throws it up left-handed, no good on the runner. Rebounded by Thurman off the back of the glass as he was trying to throw it out to Luke Lopez. And now Rodriguez will bring it down. Guarded by Norton. Crosby, they switch. Rodriguez guarded by Thurman. Crosby's going to drive and shoot it now and kicks it out to Rodriguez, who shoots the three from the corner. This time it's no good, but rebounded by a couple of Bonham Warriors after about 3 tries. The first couple of tries was Mallory, and then Crosby finally grabbed it, put it up for the points. And now it's a 10-point game all of a sudden with 6:20 left to go. Haley drives the bucket on the other end, shoots it up, no good. Rebounded by Mallory and fouled by Haley, I believe.
Now, defensive end for the Bulldogs, you can't allow second opportunities for this Bonham team, especially when you're trying to come back, and when you're down by 5, 7 points, now you find yourself down by 10.
Crosby top of the key. Guarded by Luke Lopez, runs right past him. Kicks it over to Reeves. Reeves in the right wing, had it open. Now Mallory tries to throw it in to Stuper, but it's knocked away by Thurman. Long pass down to Luke Lopez, left-handed layup, no good. Rebounded by Reeves. 5:50 left to go in the game. Howe down by 10, 37-27. Norton guarding Reeves, who gets a great pick by Mallory, shoots the three off the back of the rim, no good. Mallory comes down with the rebound, but taken away by Thurman. But they called a jump ball. Thurman took it away from him. But they called a jump ball, but Howe will retain possession anyway. And now the officials will call a timeout and talk about something. Maybe they're talking about the possession.
I think Coach Hicks is thinking the possession arrow should have been to the Warriors, maybe?
Well, he was overruled by the officials, and Howe will have possession here on the near side, heading to the bucket on the far side. 5:35 left to go in the game. Howe trails by 10, and Haley dribbles across the line, guarded by Crosby, and now to Norton, guarded by Rodriguez. Norton wants to dribble to the corner baseline, puts it up, now kicks it out to Haley. Left wing three, short, no good. Rebounded by Rodriguez. Howe still down by 10. 5 minutes left to go in the game. Rodriguez drives, right side, kicks it out. Reeves, now he's going to drive on Fuzz. Easy layup. And Bonham has called a timeout. Is that the first timeout we've seen?
I believe so, yeah.
First timeout of the game with 5 minutes left to go in the fourth by Bonham.
And probably a much needed timeout there after that defensive lapse where Reeves was able to basically just kind of weave his way through the defense there and walk to the cup and get that layup and extend this lead now to 12 with over 5 minutes to go.
39-27, 5:06 left to go in the game. Man alive.
The Bulldogs have showed a lot of fight here in the second half, though, to come back the way they have. They just got to finish now. Down 12. They started the game down 13. I mean, They fought back here and there. They just got to get a run here within the last 5 minutes.
How many fouls does Harmon have?
He's still at 3.
So you know you got 2 to give, and he's going to have to drive the bucket.
Well, another thing, too, is if you're going to drive the bucket, whoever it is, you got to hit free throws there. Austin Haley had a chance there earlier and missed 2 free throws. He's a 78% free throw shooter. So when you get those opportunities, when you don't score a lot of points and you get free opportunities at the free throw line, you got to take advantage of those, especially when you're down by 12 now.
The Bulldogs are 4 of 7 from the free throw line tonight.
39-27. Luke Lopez inbound to Haley, who lets it roll so the clock does not stop, and now he starts it with 5:05. Lopez, Eli Wilson into the game. Runner, bucket, no good. In and out. Rebounded by Mallory. Rodriguez, they're going to take their time now. Dribbling down the court, 4:49, and now he'll kick it into another gear. Dribbling right in the middle now. Over to Crosby, into Mallory, turns around, shoots off the glass. That one's good. They extend the lead 41-27. And now it's getting to the point in the game where you've got to cut them off and you've got to do something immediately. Lopez between the legs a couple of times, and he shoots immediately. That one's 3. So that will help, but that brings it to 11. A lot of work to do here for the Bulldogs. Rodriguez brings it down. 4:21 left to go in the game. And a traveling call against Mallory. As he caught it, turned around, went to the bucket, and he did not think so. Eli Wilson was waiting on him to take the charge, but Mallory got the travel call first. Again, Haley will let it dribble, and now he picks it up. 4:17 is where the clock starts when he starts dribbling it. Left-handed to Caden Harmon, who brings it to the top of the key. He almost walks, but he stops his pivot foot. Ethan Lopez fakes a couple of times on Reeves, and now up top to Haley. Drives for a moment, and now kicks it out to Harmon. Harmon will take it to the bucket, puts it up, and the runner is good. Left-handed from the right side of the glass, and Howe cuts it to 9, 41-32. 3:47 remaining in the game. Reeves, top of the key, guarded by Harmon. He will go right around Harmon for the layup. That is unexpected, as Harmon, normally a great defender, just had Reeves go right around it. Here's Haley, top of the key. He'll bounce a couple of times right-handed, now behind his back, guarded by Crosby. Wilson, top of the left wing, and now in the corner. Now underneath to Ethan Lopez, off the front of the rim, no good, but here comes Eli Wilson from nowhere to try to grab the ball on the rebound, but a foul's been called. A foul, it appears, has been called on Mallory, and that may be his 4th.
It is his 4th. And as we talked about earlier, now the clock is stopped. You're down by 11, and you got Wilson at the line, chance to get some extra points here with the clock stopped.
That's a hustle play right there by Eli Wilson.
And we've seen him on the end of some hustle plays here.
But unfortunately, the free throw goes off the back of the rim, no good. And here comes Rodriguez down the court. Left wing, guarded by Cameron Langford. As Rodriguez tries to cut the left side, and he drives the bucket, but he misses the layup. And Haley now has it after the rebound by Wilson. 2:57 on the clock. Haley going straight to the bucket, throws it up, draws the foul, misses the bucket, but draws the foul. Now the 78% shooter's got to make his free throws.
He does. Ever since Bonham made the adjustment to put Crosby on Haley, he's kind of slowed down, and Crosby stayed in front of him on his drives.
Yeah, it was Rodriguez against Haley for most of the game. And here's Haley, even with worn out legs, is able to shoot the first one and drain it. 43-33. And Haley's second shot rolls in. 43-34. So a timeout's been called with 2:52 left to go in the game. Howe trails by 9. Now it's role reversal from Howe a month ago, where Howe was up by about 9 with 2:52 left to go in the game. And Bonham came storming back and almost took the game from him.
Yes, that is exactly true. Austin has been playing his guts out tonight, and Caden Harmon's just got to not have these lapses on defense. I think him having 3 fouls is why he's giving up 2 easy buckets to Tanner Reeves. He can't do this down the stretch. The Bulldogs have to shut Bonham down to have a chance.
Yeah, I think you got to make him try to shoot from outside. Don't let him drive to the bucket. Or if they are going to drive the bucket, you got to foul him. Don't let him finish. Make him earn it at the line. But right now, you got to start getting stops right now, down by 9, 2:52 to go.
Stops and turnovers is what Howe needs right now.
Howe's final games will come later on in the week against at Whitewright on Valentine's Day, and then next week the finale at home against Blue Ridge. That'll be senior night, and of course the 3 seniors on your screen from left to right. It's Colton Thurman, Caden Harmon, and Aiden Norton. Rodriguez to Mallory as they spread out the floor. 2:45 left to go in the game. Crosby now will drive the bucket, but kick it on out to Stuber, and they're just going to stall. They're playing corners with Reeves on the right wing, guarded by Caden Harmon. And Reeves is going to drive and now kick it out to Crosby. Howe wanted to walk, but here's Stuber, who's knocked away by Wilson, but it's going to go out of bounds off of Wilson. And Reeves will throw it in for Bonham, and now Thurman checks in for Wilson. So here's Stuber in the corner. All 3 seniors on at the moment for Howe, except for Norton. I don't see Norton. So Stuber up top, guarded by Luke Lopez. And Lopez, again, tries to knock it out from behind. And this time, Howe's going to have the ball out of bounds. So a 9-point game, there's 2:06 left to go in the game. 43-34. Haley has it right wing, wants to drive to the bucket, does. It's swatted away by Mallory, and Crosby gets it. And now to Rodriguez, their point guard. Mano a mano on Haley, and he's going to run around. And Haley's going to chase him. Now Rodriguez to Reeves on the right wing. Rodriguez now comes to the middle of the floor, guarded by Harmon. And Harmon barely touches him, and is going to get his 4th foul.
Now what you need right now, and Coach Gillespie can call a timeout here and regroup defensively. You got to start thinking now about fouling here.
Well, Harmon is known for fouling, but that one, that was a
ticky-tack.
He barely touched him. There's a lot harder fouls from Caden Harmon than that on the year.
Yeah, that was a very weak foul call right there. Usually when he fouls you, they know it.
Yeah. So there's 1:40 left to go in the game. So was it raining when you came in, Justin?
Oh, man, it was.
Cats and dogs?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't coming down hard, but it was coming down enough to mess with your vision where you can't see through the windshield. And it's cold and it's windy. It reminded me when I got my truck today, it reminded me of that Commerce game that we had.
Oh,
where it was just miserable outside.
The Wildcat game.
Yes.
Yeah, the Wildcat game.
Yes. From the 2-yard line.
All right. We'll forget about that and go back to basketball.
Don't want to relive that, do we?
So here we are with Bonham now with Reynolds, and he has it taken away from him, I thought, for a moment, but another foul is going to be called, this one on the senior Norton. And that's his 3rd. And there's 1:34 left, and another foul can be given by Howe. Mallory is going to throw it to Reynolds. Reynolds up top to Reeves, who's going to drive the bucket. It's almost stolen away by Haley. And the ball is a loose ball, and now fetching for it is Bonham, and it's going to be Howe ball with 1:23 left to go. Howe down by 9, and Langford checks back into the game.
Well, Reeves drove into the lane through a lot of traffic. There's a lot of hands in there, and the ball got knocked away, and then it was just like a free-for-all. Bodies flying everywhere, and luckily for the Bulldogs, Warriors were the last one to touch it.
Coach Sigleski putting his shooters on the floor. Langford and Norton back into the game. Lopez turns, shoots from the elbow, rims in, rims out, rims in. And Howe cuts it to 7.
Just need 2-3 more big stops.
1:14 in basketball is an eternity if you have your timeouts.
Yeah.
And Howe seems to always have their timeouts at the end of the half or end of the game.
Well, now the Warriors going to, if the Bulldogs are fouled, Warriors going to hit free throws at the line. Be able to sink their free throws.
So we talked about a month ago, Howe was kind of in Bonham's position. Having to come back.
To me, just run your offense. Don't slow anything down. Play how you played the whole game. And it's hurt both teams. It hurt Howe back in January, and it's hurt Bonham here tonight. Because they're trying to slow it down and just run the clock out. Just play regular.
Crosby trying to inbound, does to Reeves, guarded by Luke Lopez. Howe still a foul to give. Reeves taking time off the clock, just now passes half court. Throws the ball to Reynolds, now down in the corner to Crosby, who drives the lane. And now to Mallory, who puts up an easy bucket, but he misses. Rebounded by Haley, out to Harmon. Harmon's going to drive the middle of the lane, put it up left-handed. That's no good, but he was fouled, and he ends up on the floor.
They called the foul on Harmon.
And did they call a technical foul?
Is that a charge?
There's a charge on Harmon. Okay. And then a technical foul.
So now there's somebody in the stands is being escorted out, I
believe so.
That looks like...
I think that's Harmon's grandfather.
Yeah, Benny.
So two Harmon's got 3 fouls right there.
I think
you get 3 fouls for 2 Harmons.
I think one's going to the bench and one's going to the exit.
And Reeves misses the first shot. Grandpa Harmon on his way out, but being escorted by a lady in a purple shirt who she has her hands to the sky, and now she's being talked to by Sergio, by the Lopez dad. So yeah, it's pandemonium in Fannin County seat. The courthouse is not too far from here.
Administrators got their hands full here trying to contain the Bulldog crowd.
And here's a foul by Luke Lopez on Reeves. And we're just about the end of this thing. 44-36. Bonham in the lead, and it just got a little hairy there at the end.
So who was the technical on? Was it on Harmon?
I believe it was on Harmon, I believe.
Okay.
So I think we got 3 Harmon fouls.
On Caden Harmon. We said Caden Harmon technical foul.
Well, did we not have another technical from the stands?
He just pointed at him and said, "Get out of here."
So he didn't call a technical on Granddaddy Harmon?
No.
Okay. 45 seconds on the clock, and Luke Lopez shoots a long 3, rims out, rebounded by Reeves. And Bonham's going to have possession here, as I think there might have been a foul call.
Yeah, you're right, Blizzard. He just pointed to the stands and said, "You got to get out of here. You leave."
So Reeves now has it, trying to throw it out to Rodriguez. Does. 34 seconds on the clock. Back to Reeves, back to Reynolds. Near side. Reynolds gets it away, but they're going to call a foul on either Thurman or Luke Lopez, and they're going to call it, I think, on Thurman. So 27.8 seconds left to go in the game. And Howe trails by 8. But Elijah Reynolds is going to shoot right here for Bonham. And the first one is a very hard shot off the back of the rim and no good. And now several exchanges will take place for the Warriors as Jerry Airy comes in. Michael Crosby is in. Reeves is in. Morrell is in. Reynolds is shooting. Second one is also a line drive, no good, off the back of the rim, and here's Haley with the ball. 25 seconds to go. Down by 8. Haley shoots the 3 from the top of the key, just to the left, no good. Rebounded by Airy, but Norton steals it away and puts it up in the runner, but it's no good. Rebounded by Morrell. And Crosby has it with 12 seconds. Reeves has it, and now a foul's called on Luke Lopez. And Howe down by 8 with 9.5 seconds to go is going to send Reeves to the line.
I think that'll about do it there, too. Down by 8, 9 seconds to go.
Yeah, it looks that way.
Reeves' first shot is off the front of the rim and no good. And now Brant Stuber will check back into the game as Arey will check out. And I really hope I've been pronouncing his name right. It's Jerry, A-R-R-E-Y. Jerry Arey. I love it. Jerry Arey. I love it.
Yeah.
Here's Haley, under 10 seconds. Lopez, 6 seconds. Luke Lopez is going to shoot it. A 3, way short. And Thurman tries to save it. He does. It lands in the hands of Elijah Reynolds, who will stand there with the ball and in the game. And Howe moves in district play to 1-9 and 7-18 on the season after a 45-36 loss here in Fannin County seat. And the next time we bring you basketball, it's probably going to be Lady Bulldogs in the playoffs, and we'll let you know the time, place, date, and all three of us, I'm hoping that we'll all be together and kind of do the same thing.
Plan on it.
Hope for a deep playoff run by the Lady Bulldogs.
Well, it's been fun. Do you have stats you want to go over the final stats for us, Blizzard?
We can. The Bulldogs were led tonight with Austin Haley, who had, let me calculate now. He had 13 tonight. He was 3 of 6 on 2s and 1 of 6 on 3s. Was 4 of 6 from the free throw line. Also gave us 3 steals and took those 2 big charges. That one from that big boy hit him right in the chest though. Luke Lopez was our next leading scorer with 10. Luke Lopez had 10 tonight. Caden Harmon had 6 tonight. And Eli Wilson had 2. Ethan Lopez had 2. And rebound-wise, our leading rebounder was Colton Thurman tonight and Colby Taylor with 2. We had a lot of turnovers tonight. You got anything, Justin?
No, I think I'm falling off you here.
Okay.
I think we're good.
Okay, sorry. I was talking to Mr. Wilson. Since we're talking about Mr. Wilson. All right, just one more time. I had to do it. Sorry. I know that probably knocked everybody off of our broadcast, but hey, it's been fun. That's the end of the Howe Bulldogs season as far as our broadcast is concerned. Again, they are finishing the season Friday night at White Wright, and then next week the final game at Blue Ridge, or at home against Blue Ridge, against that senior night for Colton Thurman, Caden Harmon, and Aiden Norton, and they'll be missed. And I'll tell you what, it's been fun, guys, and we will see you next time when the Lady Bulldogs announce where their playoff game is. We will be there to cover them as much as we can throughout the playoffs. Can't guarantee it because we have a lot of things going on, but we will try our absolute best to bring you every Lady Bulldogs playoff basketball game that we can. For the Blizzard, Blake Burnett and his wizardry on the stats, and for Justin White, our color analyst exquisite, I'm Monty Walker, and we will see you next time we can do a broadcast